All right, so let's wrap up this morning's show with that last look at the life of Bra Hugh Masekela. You know that we've just buried Professor Tsile, and he wrote a poem actually dedicated to Hugh Masekela. Let me read it for you if you're not being able to see it. It says, "Man boy of the ages, mirror of my stupidity and wisdom, yours too if you know there is no such thing as even a perfect God. We are all dispensable, like words or songs, like obsolete tools, like a mother's afterbirth. Rending, yes, we travel, we move closer. Or apart, don't we know that even the sun can be brutal? This then is the rhythm and the blues of it. Home is where the music is." Isn't that beautiful, Yvonne? Sitting with me is Yvonne Chaka Chaka, who, of course, you know, you've got so many memories. And I mean, to listen to the words of somebody that we just buried last week about another person who passed away yesterday. Wow.
I think it's just so sad. I think heaven has gained more than us here on earth. With Bra Willie, with Uncle Hugh. You know, everybody called him Bra Hugh. Yes. I called him Uncle Hugh.
Okay, now how did that start?
You know, I met Uncle Hugh in Zimbabwe in 1987. They were doing the Graceland show. I bought myself a ticket and went to Harare. Yes. And it's so funny. Every time he looks at that video, I'm right there wearing a real hot pan with the hat. Yeah. And I was just dancing like mad. I mean, it was just so nice to be there with Ray Peary, Hugh Masekela, Miriam Makeba at the Graceland. It was just amazing.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I mean, you know, during his exile years, he could perform in any country, as you say, in Africa, but not South Africa.
You know, when I met him again in 1989 in Botswana, it was very, very funny because home was just next door and he could not come back home. And Hugh Masekela, whether you're performing in Uganda or in Kenya or in Sierra Leone, he will find South Africans. And he was a very important person, but he did not think he was important. He was down to earth. Yeah. He mingled with everybody and anybody. This is how good this man was. So he was loved by the world.
Yeah. Even to the last day. I mean, I remember first meeting Hugh, and I felt like dropping to my knees. And he was just so down to earth, and it was just so, it was like I was meeting my old friend from years ago. But he was greatness personified. And I think that's the secret to greatness, is to not know you're great.
Exactly, exactly. And, you know, whether Hugh was performing at a small venue or at a bigger venue, he gave his all. Whether it was at Ronnie's Courts in London, whether it was in New York at a big venue, he just gave his all. And when he finishes performing, he'll be there to talk to people and mingle with people. And I must say that I'm grateful to people like Kaifa Semenya and Jonas Gwangwa, who wrote most of Hugh's music. Yeah. So these people did not fight. They worked together and completed each other, and that is a lesson to us young people.
Now, you, of course, worked with him as well, and you did a song together entitled Save the Children.
Let the Children Live.
Let the Children Live. Thank you for correcting me. How did that all come about?
Well, I was doing this song for UNICEF. Uncle Hugh has always been this patriotic person, and as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, I composed a song called Let the Children Live. Yeah. And he came in the studio with Jimmy Tlutlu. He played a guitar there. It was madness, you can imagine. And Temba, my son, who composed the song, he was just in awe of Jimmy Tlutlu and Uncle Hugh just being in the studio working together. It was just an amazing project.
Yeah. I mean, you and I were talking earlier that it's like it's almost surreal now, because we're saying goodbye to people that are of this generation, that are of this older, the memories that they have and the legacies that they have. They formed this country, and we can never forget them. How do we remember him? How are we going to continue, particularly you in the world of music? How do we continue to keep this legacy alive?
Well, I think Uncle Hugh's music, Mary Makeba's music, Tanti Klassen, and all those people who opened the doors for us when it wasn't easy and did not want any favors, whether it was the good old government or the new government. They sing about all the things and the atrocities that they see. And you then talk about Uncle Hugh, who wants to be there for the aged, for the drug addicts, for the sick people, for everyone. So you can imagine we need to preserve that. He's shown us that with music, you can conscientize people, you can change people's perception, and music will always be the art of the greatest.
Yeah, indeed. justice and definitely a man who spoke about the good and wanting the best for Africa, even to talking about leaders that need to vacate positions. And I think in his lifetime, seeing President Robert Mugabe, somebody who he did sing about and speak about.
As I said, he did not care. He did not want any favors. If he felt something was wrong and it wasn't correct, he would just say it. What you saw is what you got from Uncle Hugh.
Amazing. Thank you for talking to us. Yvonne Chaka Chaka here with us on Morning Live, again, talking about the life and times of Bra Hugh. Let's take a break, sharp after this.